Karl from Olark, please. Welcome.
Yeah.
Cheers. Hey, everybody. Hey, how about a round of applause for Allie, huh? Thanks again for having us up here, and thank you very much for providing us with a warm place to hang out tonight. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. What do we got here? Cool. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Karl. I'm from a company called Olark. We do live chat software. Has anybody here heard of us or used us? Sweet. Thank you. Thank you very much. I guess what I'd like to do tonight is just talk a little bit about who we are, what we do, and then a little bit about why I think live chat is important for probably everybody here in the room. I'm assuming I'm talking to a lot of founders, entrepreneurs, CEOs, CMOs, future Hall of Famers, whatever it may be. So that's my spiel. I'll keep it short. We got some other great companies coming up here tonight, so thank you for being here. And if you want to tweet about this, we're at Olark, and don't worry about my name, it's really long. So anyways, let's flash back real quick. The year was 2009 when we first founded, and this might have resembled your normal work day at work, a couple of G-Chat conversations open, talking about last night's Game of Thrones, whatever. But G-Chat and chat platforms for personal use were like really awesome, right? They were easy to talk to people, they were immediate, it was personable. You knew you could like depend on your friends to be there for you and talk to them. On the other side of that coin though, business chat in 2009 really sucked. You had to deal with like pop-out windows, or you had to deal with these like really kind of fake chat avatars, and you would chat somebody like you were chatting with your friend, hey, I've got a problem, and they would write back and say, hi, my name is Bill, I will be answering your questions today, what can I do for you? And it was just very rote and not very fun and not helpful at all. So our goal when we started out was to bring personable chat together with the business world and make it easier for businesses and customers to connect. And so, flash forward to 2015, this is what we have now. This is the Olark chat platform in action on the Bonobos website. Hopefully some of you have been there. They've got great menswear. But it looks very much like your G-Chat used to look like. It stays in the bottom right-hand corner. You can rely on a dependable, personable person to be there answering your chats and talking to you, helping you out. And it always kind of stays in the bottom right-hand corner or wherever the company wants it to stay, kind of out of the way. It doesn't take up a lot of real estate, right? Another example here, the Hitmonk website. In this case, they were offline, so it prompts you to leave an email, which is also a nice way of getting in touch with your customers. So our goal was to make business chat more personable, more relatable, and more helpful in general. And we've come a long way since then. Flashback to 2009, we had 4 people. Those were our founders. They traveled from Michigan out to California to be a part of the Y Combinator program. They were one of only a handful of companies that actually came out of the YC program as a bootstrap company. 5 years later now, we've grown to 32 employees. We are a fully distributed company with, I'm our only New York City employee, so you're looking at Olark City, New York right here. But we all work remote around the country, and we are still proudly bootstrapped. All of our hiring and growth has been tied to our revenue as we've gone along. For those of you who might not be familiar with Olark, if you have it on your site, this is what your customers get. They get a chat tab on their end where they can see who they're talking to, and it goes back and forth quickly to see if somebody's typing or responding, or they know if somebody's not even there. It should disappear or become an email form if no one's online. On the back end is where some of the magic happens. So this is what your team sees. You're going to get some information about the customer if they've signed in already. You're going to get some information about what they're looking at, so the page history that they've gone through, what they've looked at, where they came from, if you have it tied to like an ad campaign. On the left, also in the left-hand column, you can see all of the visitors who are currently on your site, so you can actually proactively reach out to somebody and say like, hey, I noticed you're browsing from Washington, what can I help you with? Sometimes that freaks people out, but sometimes people appreciate that. And then you can have multiple chats going at once too, so on the bottom you see a couple different tabs open for a couple different conversations, which makes your operators or even you more efficient, 5 times more efficient than a call center operator, if you will, because you can answer 5 chats at once. So what I wanted to get to here is why live chat? Why is this important for you here in the room, and why did you come out here tonight? Probably for the beer, but maybe for the live chat. So why live chat? Well, first off, when you're just starting out, and this is just my excuse to get a Dave Chappelle clip in here, but when you're first starting out, when you've just started a company, great service is going to be a huge differentiator for you, especially when you're working in nuanced space, right? Like if you're a SaaS company, or Casper Sleep uses us, so they have to answer a lot of questions about the mattresses that they're going to give out to people, right? So the more you can be available to your customers and answer their questions right at that moment when they have those questions, the more likely you're going to be able to convert them or move them along to a sale, if you will. We've seen even some charity organizations that get people to double their donations after they've had a chance to chat with somebody, just because that company is able to instill some trust in them and explain to them like what they're getting involved with. So if you can be there for your customers when they need you, you're more likely to convert a sale. Actually, I'm going to come back to this slide real quick. Chat's really nice because it scales with you. You can start off on a free platform. You start off on a free platform, move it up to one person, move it up to multiple people, tie it to a CRM if you need to. What's really nice is if it's just you doing it, you can eliminate the filter of customer service and get that direct feedback. It's coming right to you. So you as the CEO or the product manager needs to know exactly what your customers think about the platform, how they feel about it. You're getting that coming into you on a daily basis. And then that leads me to my last slide, which is live chat's really easy because anybody in your company can log into it. So we use something called all hands support, where even me, one of the marketing people, logs in and does customer service for 3 hours every week. So you can get everybody in your company talking to customers, getting that feedback coming directly to them, and then acting on that so that you can make the platform and the features and the functionality more in line with what they want. You hear their pain, you understand it, empathize with it, and then act on it. So that was a really quick overview of who we are, what we do, why I think live chat is important. I'm happy to answer questions if anybody else is asking questions now, or if you want to stick around later, I'll be here. And also my email is here as well. So always happy to talk to some people, but hopefully that gives you a better perspective of who we are. And thank you very much. Any questions? Sure.
Will you start to, or do you already have a way for mobile users to chat?
Great question. Yeah. So currently what we do is integrate with other third-party clients for mobile chat. So I'm trying to think of what the ones are that we recommend now. Jabber is one of them, and there's another iOS mobile client that we integrate with. To be totally honest, the chat experience on mobile sometimes leaves a bit to be desired, right? Especially on handhelds. The chat tab is going to take up a lot of real estate on your mobile phone, and so while it's helpful to be able to talk to somebody in that moment, kind of covers up what you're doing. It works a little better on tablets, and then it's certainly more geared towards desktop at the moment. But we do have a lot of people that ask about that and want that functionality. It is definitely something we're looking into.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Cool, thanks everybody.
Cool. So just to keep things moving along, next but certainly not least, or